There are two things every tourist in San Antonio has to check out. One, the Riverwalk, the most famous Riverwalk in the country, even more than Chicago's. And two, the missions. There are 5 historic Spanish missions along the San Antonio River in a roughly 10-mile line. And it's Christmas Day, December 25th, 2022, and I'm gonna speedrun them all on my bike. I arrived in San Antonio at around noon Central Time, and sunset is less than 6 hours away, and I still want to explore the rest of the city. So I parked the car downtown right near the first mission, the most famous one, Mission San Antonio de Valero, also known as the Alamo. Clearly, this is the single most crowded spot in the city with tourists, and for a good reason. It's centrally located and also has its unforgettable spot in Texas military history. Now, on Christmas Day, the property is closed, so you can't go in, and pictures wouldn't be allowed inside the church anyway. But you can look at it, so here it is. I'll be back later. So now, it's time to get to the San Antonio River and follow it to the other 4 missions. Downtown was pretty quiet at this hour on Christmas. It was also really cold, since the Arctic blast was just a couple days ago. The Riverwalk was empty too, so I was able to walk my bike through the Riverwalk south through the downtown portion. And then, I was off and riding. This portion of the Riverwalk is officially designated as the San Antonio Missions National Historic Park, with great signage and maps making it easy to find the missions and not get lost. And after seeing a few other things along the way... Not sure what I'm looking at, but they told me it's important. We built that overlook, apparently. Well, the big confluence doesn't look too good. I think they really over-designed this. I had arrived at the second mission, Mission Concepcion. Now, this turned out to be an active church, with an active service in progress. So initially, I was going to wait it out, but then I heard some music coming from inside. So I just had to get inside and check it out. And that was really fun and interesting. I had never seen a mariachi service before, much less a mariachi Christmas service. But now, it was off to the next mission. The trail started getting really remote, but about 3 miles later, I was hearing old church bells again, and I found my way to Mission San Jose. This one was a much bigger property with other buildings, and a courtyard still remaining. And it turned out this was also an active church. However, this also had a service in progress, but they weren't letting people in. So I had to wait a minute for the service to end to get a better look. They're playing Jose Feliciano's song right now. I assumed that wasn't a liturgical song, but I believe the service was technically over, and so that was the postlude. After everyone cleared out, I was able to sneak this video of the inside. Anyway, I had to hop back on the 3/4 mile connector trail back to the main trail to get to the next mission. 3.5 miles later, when I started seeing ruins, I knew I was there. I'm assuming that's not the Mission San Juan. I'm assuming there's more where that came from. Mission San Juan Capistrano did not have an active church, or at least that day, and it was mostly smaller buildings with some ruins and a small church structure still there. It was fun to look around, but that's about all I could do. And then it was back to the trail for the final leg of the journey. I think these cacti might be native here. And eventually, I'd arrive at Mission Espada, where there were a lot more ruins. The church building seemed to be intact and large enough for a modern service, but there was no going in. It was really intriguing to see all the ruins and where the old buildings were, and I would recommend anyone going to San Antonio to check all 5 of these out. But it was time to return downtown, and I was completely south of the I-410 Beltway, but it's less than 8 miles back via the direct roads, so I took Presa Street all the way back. This excursion took exactly 3 hours, and I had the rest of the day to explore the rest of the city. As for Christmas Day, there were plenty of sit-down restaurants open, but not many choices for quick food. There was a Starbucks open, and it was crowded, but I managed to get food at, and I'll give shout-outs to Buns Handcrafted Burgers, and the Pretzel Maker store at the shopping mall section of the Riverwalk. And finally, as a New Yorker, and as someone running this channel for people in the Northeastern United States, I know most people watching this will solely be flying to San Antonio, and not driving like I did. So I'd simply suggest you rent a bike if you want to have the experience I had. And overall, Most people I talk to and online sources agree that San Antonio is the most interesting place to visit in Texas. So I hope you enjoyed this adventure, and I hope you get a chance to visit at some point in your life. I'll be back to Northeastern US videos from now on, I promise. Thanks for watching.